Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mike Brennan here at the National Hurricane Center. It's just after 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. So we're going to give you an overview of what's going on in the tropics. Things are pretty busy here today. We've got 3 hurricanes we're monitoring. You can see them all in this full disk image from GO16. We have Hurricane K approaching the southwest coast of the Baja California Peninsula. We have Hurricane Earl south of Bermuda, and we have Hurricane Danielle off to the northwest of the Azores. Not surprising that we're busy here as we're approaching the peak of the hurricane season here in the Atlantic side. So we'll start off with Hurricane K, which has been strengthening overnight and this morning. You can see the well-defined eye here on the satellite imagery as the system is approaching the west coast of the Baja California Peninsula. The maximum sustained winds in K are up to about 105 miles per hour, and we are expecting potentially K to go on and become a major hurricane later today as it continues to move right now off to the north-northwest at about 12 miles per hour. You can see the big wind field, the tropical storm force winds here shown in the orange associated with K extend out more than 200 miles to the east of the center and actually right along the coast of the southwest portion of the Baja California Peninsula. Have an array of watches and warnings here in effect, but I want to point out the hurricane warning that's in effect for the Punta Eugenia area along the west central coast of the Baja California Peninsula. We expect K to approach that area tomorrow afternoon and could even make landfall in that area before it turns more to the northwest and westward as it begins to weaken, as it hits the cooler water here off the northwest portion of the Baja California Peninsula, and then eventually loses its tropical characteristics as we go through the later portions of the weekend and into early next week as it weakens farther west. We've got a variety of hazards. Obviously, the wind associated with the storm expected to affect all of the Baja California Peninsula with tropical storm and hurricane warnings in effect, tropical storm watches in effect, actually all the way up to the U.S.-Mexico border, and also tropical storm warnings on the west side of mainland Mexico on the east side of the Gulf of California for the wind field of K. We're expecting a storm surge, dangerous storm surge, especially if the center of K makes landfall along the west coast of the Baja California Peninsula. There'll be some dangerous surf and wave conditions over most of this region as well. Rainfall is going to be a big threat as well, but the tropical storm force winds are going to advance up the west coast of the Baja California Peninsula, reaching the hurricane warning area by tomorrow morning, and then advancing even farther north as we go through the day on Thursday. Rainfall is going to be a significant threat here. We could see widespread amounts of 6 to 10 inches across portions of the Baja California Peninsula, isolated amounts as high as 15 inches. And those heavy rainfall amounts are also going to extend up into the northern portions of Baja and actually into portions of Southern California, where we could see 2 to 4 inches of rainfall through Saturday with isolated amounts as high as 6 inches, especially here in some of the mountains to the east of San Diego. And with that rainfall and that surge of moisture that's going to move northward with K up into the southwestern United States, we have a risk of flash flooding in portions of Southern California, also extending into portions of southwestern Arizona and into the Los Angeles area, into the mountains to the east. So stay tuned to more information from your local National Weather Service office on the impacts from K as we move into the weekend here in the southwestern United States. Moving on to Hurricane Earl, which is located to the south of the island of Bermuda. You can see it's also been strengthening as well this morning. Maximum sustained winds are up to about 85 miles per hour. This is the 5-day forecast for K. We see the system's now moving northward at about 8 miles per hour, expected to turn northeastward and make its closest point of approach to Bermuda as we go through the evening hours Thursday into the overnight hours. We have a tropical storm warning in effect for the island of Bermuda, so they are expecting tropical storm conditions there, as well as up to a couple of inches of rainfall. And then after that, Earl is expected to become a major hurricane sometime during the day on Thursday, and maintain that intensity into the weekend, and then gradually loses its tropical characteristics as it moves on off into the North Atlantic to the east of Newfoundland through the weekend and into early next week. Tropical storm conditions, most likely time that they'll arrive on Bermuda will be during the day tomorrow on Thursday. Another big threat from Earl is going to be the widespread rip currents and dangerous surf. This map is showing areas of moderate to high surf and rip current danger along almost the entire U.S. East Coast from South Florida through the Carolinas, the Mid-Atlantic states, New York, Long Island, and into southern New England. So please keep an eye out. If you're going to the beach, be mindful of any warning flags that are up, and these dangerous surf conditions that are going to emanate from Earl's wind field are going to continue all the way through the weekend and perhaps into early next week. Finally, we'll touch on Danielle briefly, which is out here to the northwest of the Azores, also a hurricane, moving off to the northeast at 16 miles per hour with maximum winds of about 80 miles per hour. Danielle is expected to lose its tropical characteristics as we go into tomorrow. It's going to complete sort of a counterclockwise loop as a post-tropical cyclone and then move rapidly eastward toward the Iberian Peninsula as it gradually weakens as we go into the early portions of next week. So beyond the 3 active systems we have, this is our 5-day tropical weather outlook. We're looking at the potential for 2 other systems that we're monitoring to develop over the next 5 days out here over the eastern tropical Atlantic. So as we approach the peak of the hurricane season, stay tuned for more information from the National Hurricane Center. This is Mike Brennan at NHC. Have a good day.